It's a well-known fact that Bosch e-bike systems were the first to bring an EMTB drive unit to market over a decade ago. In fact, my neighbour Denise has still got that original one on her high bike, and it's still going strong. As testament to the high regard to which the motor, and indeed to which the entire Bosch EMTB systems are held, is the fact that so many EMTBs have the Performance Line CX at the very heart of their bikes. Today sees the launch of the very latest Performance Line CX drive unit, and it's very much a story of refinement going on here. The motor is now lighter, quieter, with just as much power as ever, but with a personality which really has matured through R&D excellence. Clearly, it's much more than that. Simple things such as efficiency, the range and other system parts such as controllers, displays, batteries, and the Flow app. So as much as these might seem simple things, to combine them takes development time, riding time, bless them, to get a system that is featured on more EMTBs than any other. So what have we got for you guys? Well, welcome to the precipitous cliffs of Italy, where we're going to talk you through the key features. Now, Bosch are being very forthright in saying that they stand by their numbers on this drive unit, that 85 Newton meters of torque and 600 watts of peak power is the best balance for a motor for 99% of riders. And there's a few reasons for this. This setup is said to allow a great balance between ride performance, range and wear and tear. The latter one is key because Bosch say that this motor has low heat generation even under prolonged heavy climbs. They say that this drive unit is not susceptible to environmental factors of altitude, range and steepness. Places like we're in today, for example. The message here then is very clear, an incredibly durable drive unit. And let's face it, that's what you guys have been looking for. What's next? Quiet motor. Now, Bosch have come up with some very innovative solutions around this subject, making a great motor even greater. The motor is now quieter uphill under load, and the big one, no rattles downhill. The motor now has magnesium casings, which means it's not only 100 grams lighter, but it's also more robust and corrosion resistant. There's also a black powder coat finish on it, which means it's great against stone chips out on the trail. Okay, so durability, check. Quiet motor, check. Seems they've nailed it on key details of innovation, right? But whilst rattle-free is great and durability in itself is, well, I guess that's great too, we want a bit of personality. We need a motor to understand when the going is getting tough. We need a motor to be smooth, not snappy and overbearing. We need a motor in sync with our every pedal stroke. I hope you got that. Okay, so clever software then. Now this can only really be understood when you put motors back to back. Let me just tell you that this motor is very instinctive. It's always on top of the pedal stroke. So I guess you could add agile software if you like. Now the reason for that is that the sensors at play in this motor are very, well, I guess sensitive if you like, to changes in acceleration, speed and torque. The key thing here is that there's precision at play, which has only been gained by over a decade in making EMTB motors. Such things as accelerometers, cadence sensors and torque measuring. This EMTB, like I said, kind of knows how steep the slope is and whether you are navigating problematic rock or deep into route maneuvers. Now, mode-wise, there's no changes on the new unit, but of course there is automatic mode, or EMTB, if you're not already familiar. Now Bosch say you don't actually need any other mode when it comes to hill climbing or finding your flow uphill. In this mode, the motor reacts progressively to you and recognises how much power you want at lightning speed by pedal pressure. It's dynamic with maximum traction and always in control. Let's take a closer look. The drive has a nice overrun built into it. Bosch call it extended boost, and it works very simply. When you make a sharp kick on the pedal, it gives you a boost, which is great on steppy terrain or where you just need a dab of power to see you through.
I'm too old for this.
Now, whilst EMTB mode is a fantastic feature, enabling you to tackle ever more technical terrain, I don't think Bosch will mind me saying that true uphill flow is only really achieved with other factors as well. Things such as tyre compound, tyre pressure, body position, bike geometry, line choice and strategy. Oh, remember too that you can adjust the EMTB mode individually in the eBike Flow app. Now with the Flow app, you can actually fine-tune the modes depending on your riding needs. For example, there's a mellow trail here where you can maybe turn the motor down a bit to give you more range, whereas say you've got a super technical climb such as we've got in the background here where you want to give the motor maximum power to enable you to get up that climb. Now you can do this using several parameters. First of all, there is support. Now this is the motor power related to your own power. Secondly, there's dynamics. Now this is the reactivity and controllability of the mode. And of course torque, and that's the extension or limitation of the maximum torque that you can use. But believe me, there's a ton more in there with the Flow app. So that, guys, was a brilliant demonstration there by AD of just what's possible on the new Bosch Performance Line CX motor. I want to touch on a few other things which we've not talked about so far. The first one is walk assist. Now the walk assist is carefully tuned so that it gives you the right amount of speed depending on the gradient and the ground that you're riding on. Next up is hill start assist, which means you can start off with full torque and in a relaxed manner. And finally is hill hold. Now, if it so happens that you get stuck on a technical climb and you need to take a break, it means that the bike doesn't roll back and you can maintain your momentum up the hill. So there you go, folks. A fantastic new refinement on the Bosch Performance Line CX motor. Any questions, please do let us know in the comments. And my only advice is get out and ride some more hills and find that flow.